Hi, Mia?
Right for Mia?
Yes.
There, thank you.
Of course. Cell phone charger back there if you need one.
Oh, that's nice.
Just getting off work or hanging out on Clark Street?
Oh, just hanging out. I had work and then we're moving here this summer, so I went to go buy some mattresses tonight and then decided to explore Andersonville because I don't know it at all.
Oh.
And it was quite nice.
So you're moving here in summer. Very
Yeah.
cool. I used to live across this Ashland right there.
Oh, okay. Nice area.
Oh, I love it. It's
Yeah.
so great. Yeah, it's so great. Obviously, Clark Street, super fun. Tons of great restaurants.
Oh, there's a ton to choose from. It was
yeah.
hard to pick.
Exactly. And you'll have plenty of time to go through them all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, which is great. Yeah, so I lived like literally right next to that church right over there.
Oh, okay.
And it was great because you could just walk over, and I've been to all of them. Awesome Mexican food right here.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
Really great, and they just got a liquor license, so they can make like really good margaritas and all that stuff now too.
I just came from CMBS.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I know
A
that.
little like
Yeah.
it seemed kind of like a dive bar when I went in.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's okay.
The margaritas were good.
That's good.
They were well dosed, but the tacos could have had a little bit more
Yes.
flavor, I guess I would
I'm
say.
Mexican. I'm very picky. That's the good one. That's the good
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. And then let me see what else. So if you'll come, that's great. So there's a yogurt place over here. I think it's Forever Yogurt.
Oh, I saw that.
Yes. So I love them. I always support them because when COVID happened,
Yeah.
they were allowed to stay open because they're a restaurant, and they put a sign on the door that said to any kids or adults, if you need free Wi-Fi, come here and spend all the time you want here.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely, you don't have to buy anything, just come here.
Okay.
And they would have kids and like come and like do their homework because they had to do Zoom from there. And so I always buy stuff from them. They're really great people.
I'm a big frozen yogurt fan, so I will go there for sure.
Awesome.
I saw that and I was so excited.
Awesome. Yeah.
That seems really nice area, and it's so green here too.
It's so green, and then like walking around these little neighborhoods, you forget you're in the city. It's so quiet.
Yeah,
It's
really
so
nice.
quiet. Yeah, I really love it. Yeah, I moved up to Edgewater, so it's like 5 minutes from here. Like it's the next stop on the red line.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the same feel, the same vibe. It's very quiet. It's just a great area. And then you're so close to the lake, right? You're like,
I know.
Yeah, it's just great.
I saw that and I was excited for that. And, I mean, because even if you have to take your car. It seems like, oh, this is a nice little play area too.
Oh yeah. Do you have kids?
I have two.
Oh,
We're
okay.
moving to North Dover, so
Okay.
it's technically like Sheridan Park
Yeah. Okay.
area.
Yeah.
So there's the cemetery, and it's like right south of the cemetery.
Sure. Okay.
But it's like a 8-minute walk to Andersonville, so I thought that's why I was like, I'll check it out because
Yeah.
that's probably where we're gonna go out.
Sure.
It seemed nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. North Dover, Sheridan. So you're over there. You're not
It's
uptown. It's almost Wrigley, right?
No, it's north of Wrigley.
North of Wrigley, and then right before.
It's right before Uptown. So it's
Okay,
between
yeah.
like Ravenswood and Uptown.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I
So
totally
like
get it, yeah.
on the edge, not yet shady.
Yeah.
I guess
right.
is what I was like. I was a little nervous about like going on the other side of Ashland, but
Yeah.
it was a nice place, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
And it seemed like the street was kind of like what we just saw. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really important. Yeah, definitely get the right areas for that. I'm just trying to think what other stuff is over there just because I stomp around here all the time. I'm just trying to think what I would recommend. There's some great little Mexican pastry shops.
So there's a lot of Mexican here. Is this kind of like the hub of the Mexican restaurants or no?
No, I think I'm just I just like Mexican food. Because I moved here from California, so I was like, where is it at? I gotta get close.
Yeah.
What can I get? So I went to all of them, and those are the ones that I came up with.
That's good to know because I do like Mexican food.
Great.
Because I've been in France for the past 11 years, and the
Oh.
Mexican food is just not good over there.
I
It's
can't
really hard
imagine.
to find like the authentic Mexican food, and then they always like dumb it down because the French
Yeah.
can't handle the spice.
Oh,
so like
no.
it's just not. It's not hot. And
As
was
if
like,
I
just
didn't
want
already-
hot food.
yeah.
They do the same with Indian food, and I was like, oh.
Oh no.
I know, it's such a shame.
Yeah. Okay. So here, Indian food. I love Indian food. So you know about Devon Street, right?
No, what is
Okay.
Devon Street?
So Devon is up maybe about 5 minutes north of here,
Okay.
and that is called Little India.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and from Ridge until Western. There's maybe for the California, yeah, Ridge until, we'll even say McCormick.
Yeah.
There's just a ton of Pakistani, Iranian,
Oh, cool.
you know, Kazakhstani, Indian, Persian, every type of food and restaurant
awesome.
candy. Yeah, it's so good. That's what I love. One of my favorite Indian spots out here is called Mild 2 Spicy, Mild the number 2 Spicy. Really, really good because I'm Mexican. I like insanely spicy food.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as too hot, and they really get close. But yeah, and it's you can tell it's all authentically like made fresh. The sauces
Awesome.
and everything, really, really good.
What's it called? Mild 2?
2 Spicy.
Mild. It's called 2 Spicy.
Mild 2 Spicy.
Mild 2 Spicy. Okay.
Which is what they do, and they'll do mild stuff if you want to have the kids have some Indian food that's not gonna.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah. How old are your little ones?
They're 5 and 2.
Okay, so 5 and 2, that's a great age.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to like kind of going beyond French food with them.
Yeah, see, that's great. Yeah, my daughter's 9, and we moved to Andersonville when she was
Okay.
5, and that was exactly it. It was just constantly going to little restaurants and trying all the food there. She's very much a homebody kid, and obviously COVID happened.
Oh yeah.
So we just kept the restaurants open with Grubhub. So.
Yeah. That's the way you had to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you getting to get them enrolled in school and all that yet, or are you gonna wait a little while?
Yeah. So they're going to.
Okay.
So that's why we're looking kind of around Ravenswood. That's
Sure.
a nice park too.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a fun places to go to.
Yeah.
So.
You're not far from the zoo, also.
Oh, true. I saw that. We were looking at Lincoln Park originally, but it was just so expensive.
Sure.
And then we got a spot in the school, and so we said, okay, like let's live closer to the school if we can.
There you go.
So yeah, kind of discovering the little neighborhoods around.
Sure.
And so far, I have a good feeling.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what brought you to France and then back to here? How did that?
So my husband's French,
Okay.
and so I moved over for him originally, and
Oh.
then it was like that was 11 years ago, and so now our apartment is way too small. It's 700 square feet. We're
Oh my
like
gosh! Whoa.
4 people.
Oh
So,
wow.
So we said, okay, we need to move.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, either we move and we buy a place that's big and we're stuck,
Yeah.
or we try the U.S. You know, like now was the time to try the U.S. if we were going to try it at
Sure.
all.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got on board with it. It took some
Okay.
time, but he got on board with it.
Okay.
And yeah, so we'll be coming over this summer.
I see. Okay. So did they just send you, and you're the only one doing the scouting currently?
Well, pretty much. Because I've been back and forth like for my job, because I started the job like back in March, so I've come over a few times to kind of like show my face around the office
Uh-huh.
and get to know what it's like. But and in my mind, I'm like, oh, I just keep assuming my kids and my husband have seen everything I've seen.
Right.
And then I go home and I realize I was like, okay, you haven't, like my husband's been to Chicago once, but it
Oh,
was like
no.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was for a weekend, you know, so he has no
clue.
reference.
Okay.
And I'm trying to describe to him like what it's like, you know. And so that's it's been kind of fun. And my kids have never been, so
Right.
they only know Minnesota. So
Is that where you're from?
yeah.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. So are you from here and taking it with you, or are you just saying, let's go get out of Minnesota, come here instead?
Yeah, I would
Sure.
like to go to Minnesota too, but there's not much. It's a little less diverse.
Right, less diverse. And
There's not a lot of French.
Sure.
And that's what we're looking to kind of like keep the ties to that.
Okay, makes sense.
And in Chicago, there's like a plethora of French
Sure.
people. They're just like coming out of the woodwork, I feel like.
That's great. And it sounds like school or
Yeah.
something like that. So
We got really lucky with that. And,
Yeah, that's awesome.
should be good.
Yeah, and you're picking a great neighborhood, great part of town. It's very safe, it's very quiet. But then there's, again, access to the lake and a ton of stuff to do. So that's really great.
So what do you do in the winter with your kid, though? That's my fear.
Okay, so
Love tips on that.
yeah, great question. COVID winter, we just hung out and played video games a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there, and then we really liked. Eventually, once you could start going out, we could
Yeah.
go to like. There was some glow in the dark mini golf places that
Oh,
we would
fun.
go to. There's some laser tag places.
Ooh, that
But
would be fun.
yeah, most of the stuff unfortunately closed. Like we would go to some places outside of Chicago, and they're not open anymore. So the place she loves now is called Enchanted Castle, but it's like an hour and 15 minutes in the burbs. It's so far.
That is far.
She loves it, so we'll make the trek every now and then, but it's a lot. In the winter time, the stuff to do, that's a great question. Unfortunately, I don't have any advice.
I was just looking around. I mean, like, they're going to be busy with school and daycare and stuff like that. But it's just like on the weekends, like, what do you do with them? Like, I mean, you can still go outside if it's warm enough.
Yeah.
You know, so that entertains them. But it was just like, it would be fun. And I'm looking forward to bringing them to the different sports events.
Yeah, sports will be fun. There's a ton of
they've
that.
never been to like a basketball game or a hockey game. I'm looking forward to taking to that. So there's plenty of those too.
Yeah. Let's see here. And then downtown, they have a Disneyland store, Disney store. So it's like a big store with Disney stuff if they like that.
Yeah.
There's the American Girl Market, like downtown Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of little places you can go and a bunch of malls you can kind of hang out at.
Okay.
Which is like, all right, walk around, but that's like, consumerism. So it's like, okay, not as fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else is there to do. Unfortunately, I was having this conversation with somebody where like American culture is as such that if you're not out consuming, you're at home consuming, or you're making money for someone. Like that's it. That's
true.
Yeah. So the culture-wise, well, there's of course the museums.
Oh, the museums are going to be great.
Yeah, and then Navy Pier is a great place to hang out. The museum's a great place. There's Shed Aquarium, which is a great place to hang out as well.
That's true.
Yeah, Museum of Modern Art is a lot of fun. Yeah, those will take up winter.
I'm trying to think of what else. Do they have like indoor play areas?
Yes. So there are a ton of indoor. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I was just talking to somebody where there's like they worked at one where it's like an indoor trampolines and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they have those. I don't know of any around here, but like they're in the next town up. Like once you get out of Chicago, it's like Skokie and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a car.
Far.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. Yeah, so if you have a car, you can get up to Skokie. It's like 10 minutes, and there's a bunch of stuff there. They have a pool in the summertime. If you're here for that.
Oh, and they must have indoor pools during the winter too.
They do have indoor pools in the winter, which are heated, so that's a lot of fun. Also, and then let me think, what else is there? Yeah, because winter comes faster than you realize.
I know. That's why I'm trying to plan ahead and just make sure we don't get like bored on the weekends. But.
Yeah. Honestly, my daughter, she loves making slime. So I just ordered slime making kits on Amazon, and we just
awesome.
go to town. Yeah, that's just what we did.
Well, I'm hoping like that they like Leo makes friends with kids from like school, and we have play dates and stuff like that.
There you go.
I mean, in France on the weekends we have like a lot of their activities, like soccer or rugby, those kind of things.
Sure, sports and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you for sure will have that. How are the winters in France compared to? I mean, if you haven't been to Chicago winter.
I actually prefer the winters in the Midwest because in France it's like a consistent gray.
Okay.
From like February till March.
Oh, good.
And it's just and it's because it's never cold enough to get rid of the clouds.
Okay.
So it's a humid winter. So when it rains a lot. So it's like cold and rainy, so you kind of like feel it soak into your bones.
Ooh,
and I was like, I much prefer like the Midwest winter. It's like much colder.
Sure.
But it's dry. So
okay.
like you feel like you can go outside. Like you just gotta bundle up well, but you feel like you go outside. And in Paris, like you bundle up well and you can still feel it like going through the clothes, and you're like, oh god.
Humidity gets.
Yeah, I just don't like the humid winters. So.
Sure. I understand.
And when it's cold here in Chicago, I feel like the sun still comes out. So like you get that like cheerfulness. Like you might be inside, but you see the sun.
Sure.
And then in Chicago, it's like, or in Paris, it's just
it's gloomy and gray.
It's gloomy, and then the buildings are the same color as the sky. So it's like a little. Yeah, I don't really like the winters in Paris.
I see.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Parisian culture being so romantic and beautiful.
Yeah.
But thanks for talking it down. That's great.
No.
That's perfect.
It is sometimes ridiculously romantic.
Okay.
But just not when you have kids.
Gotcha.
Because it's like not a city meant for.
Right.
families.
It's for making children, not
yeah,
having
exactly.
children. Okay, that makes sense.
And they're like, once you have them, they're like, get out.
Yeah, and they're like, you're done now. Here we go. That's fun.
No,
So,
but it's a good place.
What do you do for work here? What are you doing?
I work in insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working for. Do you know Pat Ryan?
No.
Okay, he's a big name around Chicago.
Oh.
He has done well for himself. He created 2 very large businesses.
Nice.
And him and his wife have done a lot to give back to Chicago. So, like they, I think, donated the stadium at, what's the university, Northwestern?
Oh, really? The whole stadium? Wow.
Yeah, I think they did that.
That's pretty cool. Wow.
And then his wife, because they have 3 kids and one of them is handicapped, so his wife has made it like her ambition to make the city handicap accessible.
Wow.
So she opened like a center for rehabilitation after, patients who have gone through heavy trauma, those kind of things. So, yeah, so I'm in the insurance industry working for this guy. Yeah, quite admirable. I'm learning.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good guy, so that's good. Good place to work at. And so what do you do for the insurance industry? Are you like actuary type work or selling policy?
No, a little. So we have a lot of different companies underneath us, like a lot of different brand names, and me and my team, we go out to the insurance companies. Like, well, we're not an insurance company ourselves, but we go out to the insurance companies and then we say, okay, give us your pen so we can write policies on your behalf.
I see.
So that's what we're doing. So we kind of go out and talk to all the big names that you might know.
That's interesting. Okay, and then kind of push out from there as an intermediary type?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's good. It's a job.
Sure.
I always say it's like a necessary evil. Insurance.
Right.
It's always going to be there.
Right. Has anybody told you about Riverwalk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. See, that's a great outdoor, fun springtime thing. You only have 4 months of spring.
I know that's.
You got to just slam it all in there.
That's why I'm so I'm enjoying it, but my husband, they're all going to come over in August.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, guys, you missed all of the good stuff.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna miss it. Yeah.
I don't want to tell them that. They'll find out.
They'll get here and they're like, oh no.
At least it'll be green when they get here.
That's good. Yes, that is very true.
And then they'll see that winter is it gets kind of depressing. But yeah, that's my big fear is are they going to adjust well to winter? But I feel like you have less downtime. In France, we have a lot of downtime. We have a lot of vacation. And so you kind of have to fill it up with things to do. But in the U.S., you have less vacation. So I feel like in the winters, everyone's just kind of going to work, getting through the winter. So
that's true. So yeah, because Europe gives you what, a month
so much.
or more?
You get 5 weeks.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the kids have 2 weeks of vacation every 6 weeks.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's why the adults have so much vacation, because the kids do.
Of course.
And you have to take care of them. So
yeah. All of that sounds great. I should move to France.
It's good, but it's nice, but it is a bit of a chore.
Sure.
And the French, it's different. In the U.S., everyone's kind of trying to one-up themselves in their house. What does their house look like? Those sort of things. And in France and in Europe, it's always where did you go on vacation? And it's always who went to the most exotic place?
Gotcha.
So, and so a lot of people, while they're on vacation, are already planning the next one. Because you have to think so hard in advance. The whole country's on vacation pretty much at the same time.
This is champagne problems.
Yeah, exactly. It really is first world problems. But yeah, so it is it's oddly a pain in the ass sometimes.
Yeah,
You're just
sure.
you look at the schedule and wait, my kids are on vacation again? Weren't you guys just on vacation? What do you do? Color all day at school? Why do you need a vacation?
Yeah, I need one from you.
I know. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a change in rhythm, but
sure.
I'm kind of hoping that it gets us through the winter that way then.
Yeah, hopefully they'll adjust and they're not hey, we're working way harder than we thought we were going to be. This is a lot.
If my kids tell me that, yeah.
Yeah. Because that's certainly how I'm feeling. So that's how
No, it's true. People do work so hard in the U.S. It is such an eye-opener. And I tell my friends in France, I was like, oh yeah, I started the first day of work. I had a meeting at 7:30 in the morning. They're like, 7:30 in the morning? I was like, yeah. And I went for a run the last 2 days at 6:30.
Yeah.
There's people on their way to the office. And I'm like, no, this is a time, eat breakfast. I'm just take a moment for yourself.
No, that's what 4 in the morning is for.
I know.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
It's definitely a different lifestyle, but
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, there's pros and cons to everything.
Sure. Let's see, Hilton Garden Inn.
Yeah, it'll be on Whacker Place.
Okay, cool. And then I'll have to flip around.
No.
forward? No. Okay.
I'm starting to get to know the streets a little bit.
Great. I don't know what Whacker Place is, so hopefully we'll figure
Well, I didn't know that there was Whacker Drive and Whacker Place.
Oh, I see. It's a different turn. It's not the main Whacker. I see.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
Okay.
And I learned that when I sent the first taxi. I sent the wrong direction. I was like,
Sure. And then Whacker's like 3 levels here, so it can be so
Oh, no, really?
confusing. Yeah.
It's true. There's a whole underground network that I keep getting like stuck in sometimes.
Yes, GPS makes 0 sense. Yeah, and it stops working. It doesn't like to work. And so that's what I'm wondering is if, like, does this think we're somewhere else? Because it's telling me not to turn left here, but this is telling me to turn left.
Oh, now you do. For some reason, I think we might have missed it.
See?
So you do have to loop around. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're gonna go left and then take another left. This is yeah.
Great.
And then you can go take the next right, and I'll be right there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Was it hard driving around Chicago, or is it okay?
Only here it's terrible.
It's just the
Only
loop?
here, yeah. But other than that, it's fine. It's really just this part of Chicago with players. GPS doesn't want to work, and it's actually Uber, the GPS, that's the hard part. The rest, like other apps, work fine. So usually when I'm here, I'll get the destination and then I'll put it into Waze or Google Maps, and then I'll use that for navigating instead. And that is a lot more workable.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting. I didn't
yeah.
know that.
It really just is that Uber's terrible. So you're here?
A little further. Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Can walk a little bit.
Go.
Well, thank you so much. It was
Yeah.
good chatting with
Yes,
you.
it was great, and
Yeah.
hopefully it's a great trip and everything works
Thank
out
you.
for you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Drive safe.
Thanks.